Let's delve into the fascinating world of the Vikings, the renowned seafarers hailing from the north. Despite our current era of cutting-edge technology and intense historical research, there remain a wealth of enigmas about these formidable warriors and accomplished craftsmen. Questions about their extraordinary navigation abilities, the puzzling circumstances of their disappearance, and the numerous unsolved mysteries they left in their wake still baffle us. So, history enthusiasts, prepare yourselves for an exciting expedition as we set forth to uncover 10 astounding Viking mysteries. Imagine traversing the treacherous open sea without a compass or GPS. This was the reality for Vikings. Yet these seafaring warriors were master navigators, expertly traversing vast distances with seemingly nothing more than the stars, the sun, and their intuition to guide them. Now, one might ask, how is it possible? Well, the answer may lie in the mystery of the Viking Sunstone. Legends tell of a mystical crystal known as the Sunstone, which, when held up to the sky, could pinpoint the sun's position, even on cloudy days, or when the sun was just below the horizon. But let's not underestimate the Vikings' profound understanding of nature. From observing the flight patterns of birds to monitoring the movement of whales and even cloud formations, Vikings turned the world around them into a giant compass. Perhaps the Vikings' navigational secrets lie not just in the Sunstone, but in a profound understanding of nature. Viking warriors known as Berserkers were said to possess superhuman strength and fearlessness. But how? The Berserkers are one of the most intriguing aspects of Viking lore. They were purportedly able to enter a trance-like state known as Berserkergang that allowed them to fight with an almost inhuman rage and fearlessness. Theories about their abilities range from the spiritual to the scientific. Some historians believe that the Berserkers' strength came from their deep faith and belief in the Norse gods, while others suggest they may have used hallucinogenic substances to alter their state of mind before battle. One popular theory posits that the Berserkers consumed a type of mushroom known as the fly agaric, which can induce hallucinations and a sense of invulnerability. Regardless of the truth, the legend of the Berserkers has persisted through the centuries, captivating our imaginations and adding an extra layer of mystique to Viking history. The Berserkers' secret might be a cocktail of faith, fear, and possibly a dash of hallucinogenic substances. Where did the Vikings go? Settlements that thrived suddenly disappeared without a trace. The case of the missing Viking settlements, particularly in Greenland, isn't just a matter of misplaced coordinates. It's an enigma that has puzzled historians for centuries. Imagine, if you will, a bustling community, thriving in an inhospitable landscape. Yet, within a span of a few generations, these settlements simply vanished. The Norsemen, who were known for their seafaring prowess and resilience, seemingly faded into the icy mists of the North Atlantic. Various theories have been proposed to explain this disappearance. Some scholars suggest a shift in trade routes, while others point to climatic changes or conflicts with the indigenous population. But none of these theories fully explain why the Vikings would abandon settlements they fought so hard to establish. Despite advances in archaeological technology, the truth remains elusive. The case of the missing Viking settlements remains an unsolved historical puzzle. The Ulfberht sword, a weapon so advanced it seems out of place in the Viking Age. These swords, bearing the mysterious inscription plus Ulfberht plus T, were crafted with a technology that wouldn't be replicated until the Industrial Revolution, almost 1,000 years later. The Ulfberht's superior strength and flexibility were derived from a high carbon content, a feat achieved through a complex process of heating, hammering, and cooling the steel. The enigma deepens when you consider that the sword's origin remains unknown. Was it the product of a single ingenious smith, an elite guild, or imported from a distant land? Theories vary, but no definitive answer has been found. Despite extensive research, the Ulfberht continues to hold its secrets close. Its advanced metallurgy, combined with its mysterious origin, makes it a captivating puzzle in the annals of Viking history. The Ulfberht sword, an anomaly in time, continues to baffle historians and metallurgists alike. Viking women warriors, a historical fact or a mere legend? This question has stirred a whirlpool of debates among historians and archaeologists alike. Were the Viking women merely homemakers, or were they also fierce warriors, fighting alongside men in battle? The answer is not as clear-cut as we would like it to be. For years, the popular image of the Viking woman was that of a homebound figure, nurturing children and tending to household duties. However, archaeological discoveries have challenged this perception. Skeletons buried with weapons and bearing marks of battle injuries were initially assumed to be male, but recent DNA analysis revealed them to be female, turning the tide of the conversation. Yet, skepticism remains. Some argue that the presence of weapons in a burial does not necessarily indicate a warrior. Could these have been ceremonial? We can't say for sure. What we do know, however, is that this debate on Viking women warriors challenges our understanding of gender roles in Viking society. The Viking rune stones, ancient messages engraved in stone, but what do they really say? Imagine for a moment a world without written records, where stories, traditions, and histories were etched into stones. This was the world of the Vikings, and their rune stones were a crucial part of their culture. These stones, scattered across northern Europe, are a fascinating blend of art and language. They're adorned with intricate carvings and inscribed with runes, a unique alphabet that the Vikings used. But interpreting these runes is no easy task. Each rune doesn't just represent a letter, but also embodies a concept or a symbol, making translation an intricate puzzle. Some stones tell tales of heroic deeds, others of everyday life. Yet, many are shrouded in mystery, their meanings lost to time. Scholars and linguists are still working to decipher these enduring enigmas, hoping to unlock the secrets they may hold about the Viking world. The rune stones, silent witnesses of the past, hold stories waiting to be deciphered. Viking burial rituals, grand and elaborate, but why such complex ceremonies for the departed? These rituals, steeped in mystery and tradition, were a critical part of Viking culture. They believed in an afterlife, a realm divided into different parts, depending upon how one lived and died. Valhalla, for instance, was the Hall of the Slain, where warriors who died in battle were believed to feast and fight until Ragnarok, the end of times. The Vikings' burial rituals reflected these beliefs. Their ceremonies often included a ship burial, where the deceased was placed in a boat or ship, along with possessions, offerings, and sometimes even sacrificed slaves. This ship was believed to transport the departed to the afterlife. However, not all Viking burials were the same. The rituals varied based on the status, wealth, and accomplishments of the individual. Some were cremated, others were buried under mounds of earth or stone. In death as in life, the Vikings continue to fascinate us with their unique worldview. The Viking Longships, engineering marvels of their time. But how were they built? Well, the Viking Longships construction process remains something of a marvel even today. These vessels, built with meticulous precision, were a testament to the Vikings' superior craftsmanship. Crafted from sturdy oak, the longships were both durable and flexible, ideal for enduring the harsh conditions of the open sea. The Vikings' shipbuilding techniques were far ahead of their time. They used a clinker-built method, where the hull's planks were overlapped and riveted together, creating a strong and resilient structure. This technique also allowed for a streamlined design, enabling the longships to glide swiftly across the water, making them perfect for exploration, trade, and warfare. The longships' shallow draft design allowed them to navigate both deep and shallow waters with ease. This versatility meant they could sail up rivers and land directly on beaches, giving the Vikings a significant strategic advantage. The Viking Longships, a testament to the Vikings' ingenuity and mastery of the sea. The Viking Sagas, epic tales of heroes and gods. But where does myth end and history begin? Let's delve into the enchanting world of the Viking Sagas, a compelling blend of history and mythology. These sagas, penned in the 13th and 14th centuries, offer us a glimpse into the heroic exploits, divine encounters, and even the everyday lives of the Vikings. Yet, the line between historical fact and creative fiction is often blurred. Some sagas recount the legendary tales of Viking gods like Thor and Odin, while others tell of real historical figures and events. The sagas of Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, for instance, narrate their voyages to the New World centuries before Columbus. However, the question remains, how much of these sagas can we take as historical truth? Scholars are still wrestling with this question, decoding the saga's cryptic language and examining archaeological evidence. The Viking Sagas, a captivating fusion of fact and fiction, continue to ignite our imagination. And the greatest mystery of all, what happened to the Vikings? Why did they vanish? Theories abound about the sudden disappearance of the Vikings, a civilization that left such an indelible mark on history. Some historians suggest that the Vikings simply integrated with the cultures they encountered. They adapted, intermarried, and eventually lost their distinct identity over time. Another theory points to climatic changes. The cooler weather that ushered in the so-called Little Ice Age may have made their Scandinavian homelands and overseas colonies less hospitable. This could have led to a decline in farming, affecting their food supply, and ultimately their survival. Others believe that it was political and religious shifts that led to the Vikings' end. The rise of Christianity and the consolidation of kingdoms in Europe may have led to decreased Viking raids and a blending into the broader European culture. The Vikings' sudden disappearance remains one of history's most intriguing unsolved mysteries. From navigation secrets to the sudden disappearance, the Vikings continue to bewitch us with their enigmatic history. We've journeyed through 10 mind-boggling mysteries, from the legendary Berserkers and the elusive Viking settlements to the formidable Ulfberht sword and the tales spun by the Viking Sagas. We've also explored the role of women warriors, the cryptic rune stones, the elaborate burial rituals, and the iconic longships. In unraveling these mysteries, we not only delve deeper into the Viking world but also into our shared human past.